My name is Grace Thompson, and I learned that some people will betray their own blood for love and attention, but karma has a twisted way of making betrayers experience the same pain they inflicted when the person they stole shows their true colors. When my younger sister Lily and I were growing up, everyone always commented on how different we were despite sharing the same parents and household. I was the responsible, older sister who focused on academics and career planning, while Lily was the free-spirited beauty who effortlessly attracted attention and admiration wherever she went, without seeming to put in any real effort. Our parents, Carol and James Thompson, had always treated Lily as their precious princess who could do no wrong, while expecting me to be the mature, dependable daughter who would take care of family responsibilities and set a good example for my younger sister. The favoritism wasn't malicious, but it created a dynamic where Lily received praise for her natural charm while I earned recognition only through hard work and achievement. Lily's ability to captivate people with her infectious laugh and spontaneous personality made her popular throughout school, while I built my social relationships through genuine connections and shared interests rather than relying on surface-level charm. Our different approaches to relationships reflected our distinct personalities, but they also created subtle competition for attention and validation that influenced our family dynamics. The pattern of our relationship remained consistent into our adult years, with Lily floating between various jobs and romantic relationships, while I built a stable career in marketing and maintained long-term friendships and professional connections. Our parents continued viewing Lily's impulsive lifestyle as adventurous and exciting, while my stability was taken for granted as something that required no special recognition or support. My relationship with Michael Davies began 3 years ago when we met at a professional networking event where he was representing his family's construction company and I was promoting our marketing firm's services to local businesses. Our connection was immediate and genuine, built on shared values about family, career ambitions, and plans for building a future together based on mutual respect and common goals. Michael's personality complemented mine perfectly, as he was ambitious and hardworking, like me, but also brought humor and spontaneity that balanced my tendency toward overplanning and perfectionism. Our relationship developed naturally over months of dating, with both of us appreciating the stability and genuine affection that we provided for each other without drama or emotional manipulation. Our engagement after 2 years of dating felt like the natural progression of a healthy relationship, and we began planning a wedding that reflected our shared vision of a celebration that would honor our families while marking the beginning of our life together. The wedding preparations were enjoyable, rather than stressful, as Michael and I worked together to create an event that would be memorable for the right reasons. Lily's initial reaction to our engagement appeared supportive and enthusiastic, with her volunteering to help with various wedding preparations and expressing excitement about gaining a brother-in-law who seemed perfect for me. Her involvement in our wedding planning seemed natural, as she had good taste in fashion and decoration that could contribute to creating a beautiful celebration. The first subtle signs of Lily's inappropriate interest in Michael emerged during family gatherings where she would find excuses to sit next to him, engage him in private conversations, and seek his attention in ways that seemed slightly more intimate than typical sister-in-law behavior. Her interactions with Michael appeared innocent on the surface but involved touching, laughing, and eye contact that created an atmosphere of flirtation. Michael's responses to Lily's attention seemed polite but not encouraging, and I initially dismissed my concerns as pre-wedding anxiety rather than recognizing genuine threats to our relationship. Lily's behavior could be explained as her naturally friendly personality, and Michael's politeness toward my sister seemed appropriate for someone who would soon be family. The flirtation escalated during our engagement party, where Lily wore a stunning dress that drew attention away from me as the guest of honor, and spent the evening charming our guests with stories and jokes that made her the center of attention rather than allowing Michael and me to enjoy our celebration. Her behavior seemed designed to demonstrate that she could command any room and attract any man, including my fiancé. After the engagement party, several relatives commented on how beautiful and charismatic Lily had been, with some making jokes about how Michael was lucky to be getting both Thompson sisters as family. These comments were meant to be harmless, but they reflected Lily's success in positioning herself as someone who could compete with me for attention and admiration even at my own celebration. Lily's involvement in our wedding preparations increased as our ceremony date approached, with her offering to handle specific tasks that would give her more opportunities to interact with Michael privately and demonstrate her helpfulness and reliability. She volunteered to coordinate with vendors, accompany us to tastings, and assist with other activities that required spending time together as a group. The private interactions between Lily and Michael began extending beyond wedding-related activities, with her calling him directly to discuss party planning details or asking for his help with various personal projects that required a man's assistance. These requests appeared reasonable individually, but they created a pattern of contact and collaboration that excluded me from their growing friendship. Michael's attitude toward these interactions remained seemingly innocent, but I began noticing subtle changes in his behavior when Lily was around, including longer conversations, more laughter, and a level of attention that suggested he was enjoying her company more than he initially had. The chemistry between them became increasingly obvious to everyone except me, who was busy focusing on final wedding preparations. The devastating betrayal was revealed just 2 weeks before our wedding, when I discovered text messages between Michael and Lily that clearly showed they had been conducting an emotional and physical affair for several months. The messages revealed intimate conversations, secret meetings, and plans for how they would handle the situation. After Michael broke up with me and began dating Lily openly, the text messages showed that Lily had been deliberately seducing Michael while pretending to support our wedding, using her access to our relationship and her knowledge of our plans to identify vulnerabilities and opportunities to create intimacy between them. Her involvement in our wedding planning had been a calculated strategy to spend time with Michael and demonstrate qualities that she believed made her more desirable than me. Michael's messages revealed that he had been questioning our relationship and comparing me unfavorably to Lily, who seemed more exciting and spontaneous than I appeared after 2 years of comfortable partnership. His attraction to Lily was based on the novelty and forbidden nature of their relationship, rather than genuine compatibility or shared values. The confrontation with both Michael and Lily was devastating, as they attempted to justify their betrayal by claiming that true love couldn't be controlled and that their connection was too powerful to ignore despite the pain it would cause. They positioned themselves as victims of circumstances rather than people who had made deliberate choices to deceive and betray someone they claimed to care about. Lily's explanation for her betrayal focused on her belief that Michael and I weren't truly compatible, and that she was actually helping me avoid a marriage that wouldn't have made either of us happy in the long run. She claimed that her seduction of Michael was motivated by concern for my welfare, rather than selfish desire for attention and validation. Michael's justification emphasized his confusion about his feelings and his belief that marrying me would have been unfair to both of us when he had developed stronger feelings for Lily. He presented the affair as evidence that our relationship lacked the passion necessary for a successful marriage, rather than acknowledging that he had deliberately sabotaged our engagement through his choices and actions. The wedding cancellation was humiliating and expensive, but it also provided clarity about the true character of both Michael and Lily, while freeing me from a marriage that would have been built on a foundation of deception and betrayal. The painful experience taught me valuable lessons about trust, family loyalty, and the importance of recognizing red flags in relationships. Our parents' reaction to the situation was disappointingly predictable, with them expressing concern for both daughters while suggesting that these things sometimes happen and that family relationships were more important than romantic disappointments. Their response reflected their long-standing pattern of excusing Lily's selfish behavior while expecting me to be understanding and forgiving. Lily and Michael's relationship moved quickly from secret affair to public romance, with them announcing their engagement just 6 months after destroying my wedding plans. Their rushed timeline seemed designed to prove that their love was genuine and worth the pain they had caused, rather than acknowledging that their relationship was built on betrayal and deception. My response to their engagement was to focus on rebuilding my life and career while maintaining minimal contact with both of them, attending only essential family gatherings, and refusing to pretend that their relationship was acceptable or that our family dynamics could return to normal after such a devastating betrayal. The first signs of trouble in Lily and Michael's marriage became apparent within their first year, when Michael's construction business began experiencing financial difficulties that created stress and conflict in their relationship. The romantic excitement that had motivated their affair couldn't sustain them through practical challenges that required genuine partnership and mutual support. Lily's expectations about married life had been based on the fantasy of their forbidden romance rather than the reality of daily responsibilities, financial pressures, and the routine challenges that all couples face. Michael's attention to her decreased as work pressures increased, leaving her feeling neglected and unappreciated in ways that were similar to how she had probably felt before she had affairs with taken men. The problems escalated when Michael began working long hours and traveling frequently for business, leaving Lily alone for extended periods and creating opportunities for the same kind of attention-seeking behavior that had led to their affair in the first place. Her need for constant validation and excitement wasn't being met by the routine of married life, with a man who was struggling to maintain his business. The devastating irony emerged when Lily discovered that Michael was having an affair with a young woman who worked as his assistant, repeating the exact pattern of behavior that had destroyed our engagement, but now targeting Lily as the victim rather than the conspirator. His affair with the assistant included the same secretive behavior, intimate text messages, and emotional manipulation that he had used to seduce Lily away from me. Lily's discovery of Michael's infidelity was as shocking and painful to her as finding their affair had been to me, but her reaction included the additional devastation of realizing that the man she had betrayed her sister for was exactly the kind of person who would inevitably betray her as well. The affair revealed Michael's true character and his pattern of seeking excitement through deception, rather than building genuine relationships. The phone call from Lily asking for my help was the first time we had spoken privately since their wedding, as she tearfully explained Michael's affair and begged me to help her save their marriage by using my marketing expertise to help rebuild his failing business and reduce the financial stress that she believed had driven him to cheat. Lily's request was presented as a desperate plea from someone who had finally learned the consequences of betrayal and wanted to make amends by asking for help from the sister she had wronged. She seemed to believe that my professional skills and forgiving nature would motivate me to set aside our history for the sake of family healing and her personal happiness. The conversation was surreal, as Lily tried to convince me that Michael's affair was the result of business pressure rather than his fundamental character flaws, and that saving their marriage would somehow repair our family relationships and prove that love could overcome past mistakes. She appeared genuinely shocked that I wasn't immediately sympathetic to her situation. I explained to Lily that Michael's current affair was predictable based on his previous behavior, and that men who cheat with married women or betray their fiancés typically continue that pattern throughout their relationships. Her situation was the natural consequence of building a marriage on betrayal and deception, rather than genuine love and respect. However, I also recognized an opportunity to demonstrate the difference between her approach to relationships and mine, while potentially teaching her valuable lessons about loyalty, consequences, and the importance of genuine character in choosing life partners. My response was designed to help her understand why their marriage was failing while protecting myself from further manipulation. I declined to help save Lily's marriage but offered to help her plan her exit strategy by providing emotional support and practical advice about divorce proceedings, financial independence, and rebuilding her life after ending a relationship that was based on betrayal rather than genuine compatibility. Today, Lily is divorced from Michael and finally beginning to understand the difference between genuine love and the excitement of forbidden attraction, while I've built a successful relationship with someone who values loyalty and honesty above superficial charm and drama. Michael's business failed despite temporary solutions, and he continues his pattern of serial affairs with women who don't recognize his manipulative behavior. The moral of this story isn't that betrayers always get their comeuppance, or that stolen relationships are guaranteed to fail, but rather that people who are willing to betray others for personal gain often lack the character necessary to build lasting, genuine relationships, while those who maintain their integrity despite painful betrayals develop the wisdom to recognize and appreciate authentic love.